Hello everyone, welcome to the semifinals of the Pokemon Metronome League. We're starting with the Jet versus Bats for this first round. Keep in mind they're all best out of 7 now, both leading off with pretty strong Pokemon. Metagross versus Lucario, and that's a lot of damage onto your brother Lucario. Jet is easily the underdog in this match, considering it's against Bats, who has only one loss against yours truly. No need to not meaning to brag, obviously. And your brother's already down. And Chair takes a big chunk from Headlong Rush, but Disrespectful loses some health and both of its defenses. But Haze, so Disrespectful regains the defenses back. Iron Barbs does a bit, and Sweet Kiss, so Disrespectful is now confused. Still hits through and uses Swords Dance. That could be dangerous for both sides, considering I believe, Confusion is actually a physical move. I'm not sure. I heard that somewhere. I might be stupid. Speaking of Confusion, Chair hits itself in Confusion, and Disrespectful's Confusion ends. Esper Wing does a bit and increases speed, so Disrespectful is really dangerous, although it is low health. Stockpile, so it's going to be really hard to kill. Lunar Blessing, so Chair is being harder to kill right now. Crab Hammer, that did a lot considering it was it was regular resisted, but still, that was a lot. Drop Kick doesn't get the KO. Oh no. Oh. Bubble Beam does a bit. Smackdown gets the KO on Disrespectful. It's the 3-3, but Bat still has the lead. Amnesia, so Prankster, has quite some special defense to take this Night Days from Chair, but also loses some accuracy. Still stays in, dealing with the accuracy loss. And then a Nasty Plot, that would be more helpful if Chair didn't have... Oh, now, okay, they're both dead now because of Final Gambit. L and Throw get sent out into battle now. Intimidate, so, oh, never mind. Goodbye, Throw. Man is now in battle. Drop Kick does a bit, but also lowers attack again. Jet's Pokemon really can't keep its attack up. Shelter, so its man's defense is now raised. Fairy Lock doesn't really help. Dive, though, is the move of all time, and switches into Bad Bitch, the Dragonite, who resists it. Superpower is quad resisted, so not really the best choice of moves there. Slash does a bit, but again, minus attack. Feather Dance, so man has even less attack. Synthesis, it heals up to full. Bug Buzz, again, resisted. And Beat Up doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't do much at all, considering it's coming from a Butterfree with 4/10 of the attack. Okay, Ingrained now, so man is going to be healing up quite a bit. Sandtomb? Wait, I thought that was a ground. Huh, maybe I'm stupid. What do I hit? I'm still confused. Okay. Icicle Crash. Ooh, that would have been quite a bit if it hadn't been for the Phantom Force. Phantom Force does a bit. Bone Rush, again, doesn't hit the flying type. I don't understand what happened to the same. Maybe it's a rock type move and I'm stupid. Magma Storm. Oh, that'll be helpful, considering its residual damage. And then Ice Shard, that's a bit, not a whole lot. Night Days, will lower accuracy. It does lower accuracy, so again, moves will be harder to hit. And there goes the Sand Tomb. It's gone now. Zing Zap, that would have been really good had it not missed. Honestly, this is looking to be in Jet's favor so far. Sand Tomb hits again. Butterfree probably needs to get up sometime soon. Oh no, it's a 2v1 on Jet's side. Will Jet manage to overthrow Bats? L will try their very best to not let that happen. Extra Sentry does get the KL, so now it's a 1v1 again. Both are in full health. I'd say this is somewhat on Jet's favor. Yeah, I'd say this is technically on Jet's favor. Yeah. Tea time, but none of them have their Lepiberries anymore, so this is pretty even. And Shell Side Arm does a bit, and so does Flip Turn. Both are, again, still pretty even. It's really neck and neck right now. Burning Jealousy doesn't do a whole lot. Solar Blade, that probably won't do a whole lot because L's not a physical attacker. Yeah, well, that did a bit. Self-destruct, though! Oh my god. Both die. Who dies first? Bats wins, I guess, apparently. I don't know why that's the case, but Bats wins the first match. Alright, we're at the second match. Bats leads 1-0. Let's see how it goes now. Will they both lead with the same Pokemon? No, Meowstic. I think that's the first time Bats has led with something that wasn't Metagross. Jet still stays with your brother, and currently is doing a bit more damage. Felstinger, that wasn't close to KOing, so no 3 times no increased attack. Blaze Kick does quite a bit, and meanwhile, Leaf Blade also will do a bit. Jet again has the lead, but will it end up being screwed up again? Eerie Spell does a bit, but also cuts down Metronome PP. Sheer Cold hits! Oh my god, it actually hits! So now Bats has the lead again. Man probably wants to get rid of Crankster as soon as possible. Shore Up will not help whatsoever. Bite does a bit. Will it get the flinch? It does not get the flinch. Will-O-Wisp, that will be slightly helpful, so that thing will die eventually. Aqua Ring, oh no, never mind. Burn is now gonna, like, neutralize the Aqua Ring, so really all there is like, halved attack. Which, I mean, it wasn't very impressive anyway. Core Change doesn't do anything. Also, No Retreat, I forgot to mention that. That's a pretty big move, but Ancient Power is also big. Sandstorm, oh, probably not the best move by Man, although it'll actually do residual damage to Prankster this time. Iron Head does quite a bit, and gets the flinch this time. So, yeah. Let's see. Sacred Sword probably won't do a whole lot. Yeah, it doesn't do much. Gust, that is enough to get the KO, but still not looking good for Jet. Especially since he still has to deal with the 2 pseudo-legendaries. Speaking of which, here comes Disrespectful. Knockoff gets KO. So now it's the 2 steel types. One is a turtle, apparently, and the other is... You know, why can't they both be turtles? You know what? They're both turtles. Why not? No, the other turtle switched out to Chuck. Fissure, another one-hit KO move, but this time it missed. Vacuum Wave does a little bit. Wave Crash, pretty powerful, does a lot, does a bit of recoil as well. Disarming Voice doesn't do a whole lot. Flame Charge, okay, Disrespectful's doing a lot of damage right now. Dark Pulse does a bit considering it's coming from Throw special attack. Shell Smash, you know, like a true turtle. I should stop with the turtle jokes, they're not funny anymore. Rock Blast misses, and Snipe Shot does quite a lot of damage. Lock On, I don't think you have much time left. Oh, never mind. Play nice, but decides to go for Scary Face. Oh, that wasn't very smart. Steel Wing gets the KO on Chuck. It's a 3v1, it shares the only one left. Dragon Breath does a bit, and honestly, a bit is all you need. Power did a lot, considering it was resisted. Tickle did, could be helpful. Tickle again, the Disrespectful really likes tickling, I don't know why. Pin Missile, okay, that'll be quite a lot of damage. Okay, that's quite a lot. Uproar, doesn't get the KO, but it will next turn, unless some shenanigans happen. Tackle, oh, Iron Barbs gets the KO. And who's gonna join in next? That is gonna be the Dragonite, called Bad Bitch. Night Daze does quite a bit and lowers accuracy, so will the Uproar miss? No, it will not, but it won't do much damage-wise, considering that was a crit. Weather Ball won't do a whole lot, because it's resisted. And then Acid Spray misses, of course it does. Why would it hit? Head Smash does get the KO, and Bats leads. We're on to the third match. Jet versus Bats again. You probably knew that. Bats just needs to win 2 more matches. And Jet still needs to win 4 more before that happens. Both lead with your brother and Metagross again. Spirit Shackle, gee, okay, that's quite a bit of damage. Double Kick also gonna be quite a bit. Yeah, Bats has the lead again. Jaw Lock, though, both are doing big chunks of damage to each other. Spikes, that'll be helpful in the long run. Mega Drain heals a bit, not a lot. Magic Powder, so your brother is now a Psychic type, which... Okay, I mean, I guess in some parallel universe, maybe? No. Okay, now it's resisted, so that probably wasn't the best move by Disrespectful. And it hits itself in Fusion, very smart. Thundershock does a bit. Your brother gets through this time, but tries to Eerie Impulse, which won't do anything because of clear body. Fire Fang gets the KO. Man isn't affected by the spikes because it's a flying type, although is affected by this brine and takes a bit of damage, and decides to U-turn after KOing the Metagross. Chair takes a bit from the spikes, and Bad Bitch the Dragonite comes out. Gastro Acid, so Iron Barbs doesn't do anything, so that's actually big for Bats. Okay, so Parathrone switches out. Ice Hammer gets KO on Butterfree. So it's a 3v2. Admittedly, these are two of Jet's better Pokemon, and I can't believe I'm calling Throw one of the better Pokemon. Final Gambit! So it's just Throw versus the rest of Bat's Pokemon. Flame Charge. Will Chuck the Throw do what they need to win? Currently it doesn't look like that. It's not really doing much damage, and it's kind of just wasting time. Sandstorm won't be helpful for them whatsoever, and Vacuum Wave doesn't do a whole lot. Bad Bitch uses Sticky Web, which won't do anything because there's only one Pokemon left. Rain Dance, so it won't die as easily, but oh, Ingrain, so Dragonite's trying to heal itself, but it's also confused now because of the Confuse Ray. Bad Bitch decides to use Earthquake, so that's quite a chunk. Thundershock does a bit, so that's not great for Chuck so far. Hits itself in Confusion. Surf doesn't get the KO even in the rain, because, it's resisted. It's a Dragonite. Taunt! Okay, that's big. That's huge. I think that's the end for Jet. I think it's 3-0 for Bats after this. It does get the KO on Bad Bitch, though, so maybe it will be... No, Taunt still stays. Strength Sap, so it won't even do much for this. 9% to KO itself, and it's 3-0 to Bats. That was actually pretty quick, all things considered. Alright, it's time for the fourth match between Jet and Bats. This could potentially be the final match if Bats wins. But if Jet wins, oh, okay, your brother decides to KO itself immediately. It's not like this is a really important match. Yeah, just kill yourself immediately. Great strategy. But it does do quite a bit to Disrespectful, although Chuck is not taking advantage of that. Smart Strike does quite a chunk, and Sludge Bomb doesn't do anything. Chuck really needs to take advantage of the fact that, Lucario just killed itself in order to, get this Metagross low, and yeah, it's dead now, thankfully. Spatial Ren does a bit, while Chuck uses Horn Drill, which missed. Flip Turn, so Prankster is going to be switching into Bad Bitch of the Dragonite. Was that the correct play? Not exactly. The other Indeedee would have been better, but they couldn't have predicted it. It's Metronome. Aurora Beam, that'll do. That would have been done a lot more if it wasn't to Throw using that move. Aqua Stab does a bit, but also increases speed. Imprison! Oh, if Chuck Warren's had such low health, that would have been so amazing. But sadly, Chuck is now dead, so it won't get to use the Imprison. Perish Song, okay, that is interesting to say the least. Will any of them get trapped in the time the Perish Song goes off in Blaze Kick? So, I mean, at the very least, Cher won't die to the Perish Song, but that's only because it died. It's Butterfree. Only Butterfree remains if Jet wants to remain in this tournament. Icicle Sphere does quite a lot, though. Yeah, okay, so Dragonite switches back out, and Tearful Look. It's not looking good for Jet's team right now. Unless this Butterfree makes an insane comeback, I see Bats moving on to the final. And Power Gem! And it's over! It's 4-0. Bats has made it to the finals in convincing fashion. Now it's time for Biscuit versus Lapis. So let's see how this first round will go. Both have been doing pretty well. Lapis was in second, and Biscuit was in third. So, interesting starts so far. No damage has been... Okay, Dugong Shot on the love of it. Hyper Beam, that doesn't do a whole lot, but is just a big move, Both eat their level. Wobbuffet recharges, and Giga Chad uses dual Wing Beat. So, again, not a whole lot of damage being done. Bug Bite, okay. Okay, no Lepiberry to eat, though. Ice Hammer does a bit, but lowers the speed of Giga Chad, but it isn't not Trick Room anymore. Mud Slap will lower accuracy, which could be not great for Wobbuffet, as it just missed the Will-O-Wisp. Slack Off, and Giga Chad's back up to full. Arm Thrust isn't going to do a whole lot, so we're just going to wait here there, okay? It's done already. Wish, so any damage done here won't really do anything, but Slack Off does, just does a bit. Beat Up doesn't do anything, so the Wish heals a whole 2%. Let's go. Defense Curl, that's actually no, it's Harden, that's the normal Metapod move. Psychic Bash is also a move. Tar Shot, but goes back, so now Metapod is quad weak to fire and really slow, and also has a lot of other stats lowered. Amnesia, so Wobbuffet's gonna be really hard to kill. Nightshade doesn't do a whole lot. Block does a bit. doesn't really do anything. Thunder Wave, so which misses, of course it does. Heal Pulse, so Giga Chad is healed up to full now. Eruption does a bit, and then Mach Punch doesn't do very much. Fury Cutter it does a little bit. Again, no one's doing much damage. Giga Chad's defensive stats are really low, and Lava Fett hits itself in confusion. Giga Chad uses Meteor Mash, and then Wild Buffet hits itself in confusion again. Lick does a bit. Does it get the paralysis? No, no paralysis. And it hits itself in confusion a third time in a row. Nightshade does a bit. And it's snapped out of confusion. Boom Burst does quite a bit, considering it's from Wobbuffet, although the defenses were lowered quite a bit. Wobbuffet uses Rock Tomb. Will it finally get the KO? Struggle. The Giga Chad is struggling, so it ends up killing itself while struggling. Audiobook loses Mean Look, but it's Magic Bounce Back, so Audiobook can't leave. Although I think he'll probably be fine staying in. Low Sweep does a little bit, and the speed falls. Flying Press does, again, a little bit. And then Misty Terrain. Oh, Struggle! Wobbuffet's struggling now, so Wobbuffet is now gone down. A Fairy type and the should-be Fairy type is now in. Struggle Bug does a bit. It lowers the special attack. And then Good Boy uses Shadow Punch, which doesn't affect the should-be Fairy type, but it's actually a normal type. Moon Blast. It's a bit. Again, so special attacks from Good Boy won't do a whole lot. Lava Plume, but because of Well-Baked Body, it increases defense by quite a lot. Endeavor does a bit. And Fire Fang, again, increases defense. Good Boy is now really tanky, at least on the defensive side. I'm not so sure about the special defense. It's Drowsy now. Okay, that's a Pokemon. Huh. Headbutt doesn't do a whole lot, and Good Boy is asleep. The sleeping doggy. Outrage, but it doesn't affect the doggy because it's a fairy doggy. Volt Tackle does a bit, but also does a bit to Audiobook. Future Sight doesn't do a whole lot because it's coming from half the special attack. Power Whip, will that get the KO? Nope, no, it didn't. It wasn't even close. Trick Room, which means that Audiobook is fast now, and uses Pedal Dance, which does quite a bit, all things considered. Spirit Shackle doesn't affect the Ghost type. I think that Lapis Audiobook gets KO. Yeah, Audiobook does get the KO. So now Tinkaton is switched in. Lapis does have the lead against Biscuit. Lapis seemingly tried to get revenge on Biscuit after Biscuit won in week 2. Assurance is a bit, and Aurora Beam also does a bit. Again, not much damage being done in that turn. Steel Roller doesn't do anything because of the terrain. Leer lowers defense, which could be helpful. Metal Sound lowers special defense by quite a lot, but I don't think it'll be very helpful because it's basically dead. Coil, which could be helpful. R-Sphere does a bit, not a whole lot. And Fuck Corviknight uses Charge Beam, which increases special attack, not lowers it. So Fuck Corviknight is looking with some pretty substantial stat increases when going against the rest of Lapis' team. Soft Boiled. So now suddenly it looks like it's on Biscuit's side, sort of. Okay. It depends on how you look at it. Okay, now Biscuit definitely has the lead. Ancient Power will get the Omni boost if Togekiss does not get the Omni boost. Iron Tail actually hits and does quite a large amount. Misty Terrain's back, so Dragon moves won't do as much because that's what Misty Terrain does, apparently. Hydro Pump does a bit, and Payback also does a little bit. Almost gets KO in Flying Pitch Kit. Yawn, so fuck Corviknight's gonna be sleeping soon. Will it at least get the KO? It does get the KO. So it's a 2v1. Will Hydrant has done quite a bit before. So how will it do now? Glare. It can't be paralyzed because of the Misty Terrain, because that's the other thing Misty Terrain does. Overheat. Oh wait, it didn't go to sleep. Fuck Corviknight didn't go to sleep because of the Misty Terrain. I just realized that. String Shot, a lower speed even more, so this thing is really slow. Diamond Punch would have done quite a lot, probably KO'd if it had hit. Sing. Fuck Corviknight is asleep again. Icicle Crash. Does a bit. And Acrobatics does a little bit. Will Fuck Corviknight wake up anytime soon? Night Days does a bit. It does lower accuracy, which I believe came from the coil. Inferno, it does get the burn because it hits. Hydrant is now burned, so it's got quite a lot to do. Fuck Corviknight uses extreme speed, trying to weaken Hydrant as much as possible before it eventually dies. Guillotine. Yes, it's pronounced guillotine, but I say guillotine because it's funny, huh? Fuck is trying to weaken Hydrant as much as possible before the Dragonite, or maybe just trying to kill it off, because, Hydrant isn't doing much right now. Still got another Petal Dance. Oh, Bubble Beam, so no more Petal Dances. This could theoretically go either way, but this is looking very much like Biscuit's game. Aqua Ring, the Aqua Ring, though, so negates the damage from Burn, so that could be helpful for Lapis. Payback does a bit. Kowtow Cleave does, that's a lot. Half of Ether Child's health already. Will Ether Child get the KO? Yes, he does. And that is round 1 going to Biscuit. It's 1-0 for Biscuit. Let's see how round 2 will go. Both will send, nope. Lapis sends an audiobook this time. Biscuit still sends in the same Pokemon, and now audiobook is simple, which could be pretty fun. With stat changes, although attempting the stat drop Wobbuffet will hurt itself quite a bit. Stomp does a bit. We'll get the oh wait, no, it was slower. Will this get the flinch? It will not. And then Trick Room, so now Wobbuffet's faster and uses Charm, so Audiobook has basically no attack. Mean Look, it gets Magic Bounce, so can't even leave to get the attack back. Blizzard, will it get the freeze? No, it does not. Chloroblast, that does... Okay, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it does do a lot of recoil. Audiobook uses Parasong. Oh, but it used Mean Look, so it can't leave. Oh my god, oh. Oh, but Poison Gas, so it's gonna die soon anyway. Oh, Whirlwind, wait. Oh. Okay, then, so I guess that was pretty smart of I don't know. Outrage? Oh, wait, but it's locked into Outrage, so Wobbuffet's gonna die no matter what. Sand Attack, at least Wobbuffet gets to lower the accuracy. Why is that a normal move and not a ground move? I've always wondered. Anyway, Wobbuffet just perished. And Metapod is now in, as well as the dog. Doxbun. Does a bit. And then Beat Up, which won't do a whole lot. Not a very strong move, even though it hits multiple times. Speed Swap, so now Metapod is faster. What will it do with that? It lowers evasion. Seismic Toss is quite a large chunk. Minimize, so Giga Chest can be harder to hit, but Petal Dance, it misses. Probably for the best, because it was going to be resistant anyway. Oh, another Petal Dance, this time coming from Giga Chad. Wild Charge doesn't get the KO, and does a bit of recoil. Petal Dance doing a bit. Not confusing yet. Block, so another Petal Dance for Metapod. Metapod doing quite a bit to the dog. Aqua Step does get the KO, so Good Boy now has increased speed. Okay. Oh, Dragon Tail, so Audino leaves again after just coming in. Flying Bitch Kit uses Rain Dance, but it doesn't do anything thanks to Airlock. Giga Impact, so Good Boy has to recharge next turn, and Iron Defense for Flying Bitch Kit. Togekiss uses Shadow Force, so what will Biscuit do in scenario? Stays in and takes the Shadow Force. Spore, so Flying Bitch Kit is asleep now. And it sleeps the first turn. Ice Fang does a bit. It won't freeze because, it's already asleep. And it wakes up the second turn and uses Dark Pulse to get the KO. So Lapis leads again, 3-2. So what will Tinkaton? Will Tinkaton do anything important? Fire Spin misses. And then Fire Spin hits, but this time against Lapis. So that was quite interesting. Defense Curl will help a bit, but Poison Gas, so Flying Bitch Kid's dying pretty soon due to Poison and Fire Spin. Spirit Shackles, so fuck Corviknight can't leave. Oh, and Flying Bitch Kid can't do much damage for the one turn it has left to survive. Freeze Dry, going from the special attack, doesn't do much. Charm, again, lowers the attack. Doesn't really help because Flying Bitch Kid is now dead. Audiobook, so now Biscuit has the lead again. Ceaseless Edge doesn't do a lot, so Audiobook now dies. Oh, but Spikes, that could be helpful. Again, it's a 2v1, Hydrant versus Tinkaton, and, oh, wait, Last Respects, it did a lot, wait. Dude. Fire Blast doesn't do as nearly as much. Fairy Wind doesn't get the KO, though. Well, fuck, we're going to do Petter Blizzard. Will lower accuracy? It does not. Cut gets the KO, so now it's another 1v1 between the two pseudo-legendaries. So let's see how this will go. Dragon Tail almost gets the KO. It's really close. Acid does a bit. Will it lower special defense? It does lower special defense, which is not great for you to chill. Electric Terrain, not great. Ice Spinner nearly gets KO. But Disable Cursed Body. Although Moonblast gets KO. So Biscuit is now leading 2-0. Alright, it's time for round 3 between Biscuit versus Lapis. Biscuit just needs to win 2 more, while Lapis still needs to win 4. Scale Shot doesn't do a whole lot. That looked a lot bigger than it actually ended up being. Literally just 10% and lowered speed. Well, actually no, lower defense and then increase speed, but then lower speed. Oh, Super Fang, that did quite a bit. Hyper Voice does very little. Waterfall does do a bit, and Shy Shock also does a bit. Yeah, I know this commentary is amazing. Heavy Slam, oh, Ancient Power will get the Omni Boost. It does not. Will Giga Chad do now? Shadow Sneak almost gets KO. Well, not really, but like Wildfet is in the red. Sheer Cold will get the hit. It does get the hit. Another Sheer Cold landed today, which is quite insane. Stone Axe will get the KO and put Stealth Rocks up, which could be really helpful for Biscuit's team. Does quite a lot to Flying Biscuit, all things considered. Icicle Crash does a bit. Bullet Punch also does about the same amount. Night Days, will it lower the accuracy? It does lower the accuracy. Biscuit might want to switch out here, although he can't because of the Shadow Force. It does hit Shadow Force and put Flying Biscuit at under half. Peck does a little bit. Good Boy stays in for Terra Blast. And Flying Biscuit uses Infernal Parade. Will it get the burn? It does get the burn. And then also, but Good Boy burns Flying Biscuit as well. So Togekiss uses Night Slash and does very little. And Fake Out doesn't do anything because it's not the first turn in the battle. Work Up, Flying Bitch Kit, and then Ice Beam almost gets the KO. Flying Bitch Kit only has one more turn to use that Work Up and decides to not do anything. So unless a Heal Pulse comes out, that's not a Heal Pulse. That's a KO on Flying Bitch Kit. So it's 3v2. This time, Biscuit has 3. Horn Attack does a bit. Will Audino do anything interesting? Not really, just gets the KO. So it's Tinkaton versus Audino, but now Tinkaton uses Horn Leech, which does a little bit. In the last resort, does nothing because it fails. It always fails. Triple Dive does a little bit, 12%. Peck does 4%, as much as those triple dives. Frenzy Plants, fuck Corviknight needs to recharge though, although is sleeping. Recharges first, so that it's weird how that works with sleep, but okay. Sleeping again. Slower Blade doesn't do a whole lot. Fuck Corviknight wakes up and uses Simple Beam. So Audino is simple again. And decides to use Hyper Beam, which means Audino has to recharge now. And Consport, which means that Audiobook is really slow. Lunar Blessing heals. That's pretty helpful, all things considered. Silk Rope throw, so now you get the Child's back in. And Biscuit decides to switch out into Tinkaton again. I don't know why he did that, but okay. Vice Grip does a bit, and Solar Beam. I'm not sure if this. I don't think this will do a lot because Tinkaton doesn't have the greatest special attack. Yeah, it doesn't do much. Poison Sting doesn't do anything to the Steel type Tinkaton, and High Horsepower does a bit. Audiobook uses Shell Smash, so those stats are really interesting, but also really low defenses. Scary Face, so Fuck Corviknight's really slow. And Icicle Spear, if it hits one more time, it gets a KO. And Audiobook just wasted his Shell Smash. That's wonderful. Actually, the Shell Smash probably hurt them more than anything. Preston ends up healing Fuck Corviknight. That one has a 20% chance, so that was really unlucky for Lapis. Spite, so Tinkaton has less special attack. Okay, Fuck Corviknight was really setting up. Ice Beam doesn't do a whole lot. Will it get the freeze? It does get the freeze! So, Lapis makes up for that bit of bad luck for even better luck. So, will Tinkaton thaw out anytime soon? It doesn't. Oh, nope, already thawed. Okay, then. Outrage, does it get the KO? No, but it's really close. Hydrant needs to KO this thing here. Energy Ball will not do the trick. So then Tinkaton will get the KO, and it's 3-0 for Biscuit. Round 4 between Biscuit and Lapis. This could potentially be the final one between them if Biscuit wins this, but if Lapis wins, we go to another one. Aqua Cutter does a little bit. Lapis really needs to win this. Both not doing much damage to each other. Rock Blast will do very little. 3, 4. We'll get the 5th hit. No, we'll not get the 5th hit. Peck, despite being super effective, doesn't do a whole lot. Energy Ball, again, doesn't do about as much as that Peck. High Jump Kick doesn't do a whole lot. If that had missed, that probably would have done a lot to off it. Tail Whip, so that means any physical moves onto Giga Chad will do quite a bit. Like Rock Tomb, that's about a quarter right off. Thunder Fang will get the paralysis. It does not. No flinch either. Sludge, and it gets the poison. So Wobbuffet doing pretty well so far. Eerie Spell, which will lower the PP of Wobbuffet. Aqua Cutter almost gets a KO, and Giga Chad is down. 3v4. So Lapis really needs to. Hydrant uses Curse, which could be really helpful. Rapid Spin, so Wobbuffet is fast now, but not fast enough to outspeed the Hydreigon. And it uses Splash, which is not very helpful. Hydreigon doing quite a bit to Wobbuffet. Oh, but the Sand Attack, which does it does actually affect Hydreigon. Cotton Guard, so the defense stat of Hydrant is quite high, so that wouldn't do a whole. Bleach Lift doesn't do a whole lot. Mega Punch almost gets KO, and Wobbuffet does a little bit with about 10%, 11%. Heal Bell doesn't do much, and Wobbuffet has a recharge. Hydrant uses Pain Split, which definitely wasn't the best idea. Lash Out does not a lot whatsoever. Miss, so its stats can't be lowered. But Torment is not a stat lowering move. And Hydreigon stays in for some reason. And Wobbuffet does get the KO. And Hydreigon switches out into Audiobook. I don't know why Hydreigon didn't switch out in the first place. Head Smash does a little bit. Both to Audio and Wobbuffet, but this gets the KO on Wobbuffet. Poison Fang will get the poison? No, it does not. Fire Spin, but well-baked body, so its defense is now doubled. Colum's combat, so now its defense is back to 1 stage and has low special defense. Scald will get the burn, does not get the burn. Payback does a little bit. Audiobook uses Terrain Pulse, which is quite a lot. Using a lot of special moves, which is exactly what you want to do against Good Boy right now. It's paralyzed now. Defog lowers evasion, so it can't avoid as much. Reversal does a little bit, and Mach Punch also does a little bit. Electro Ball doesn't do a whole lot, despite Good Boy being faster. Flail does a bit, because, it's... Oh, Flying Press, and Flying Press does get the KO, so now it's a 3v2. Hydreigon's at low health, though. First impression on the first turn, though, so that's pretty nice. Not a lot of damage, though. Absorb is even less damage, though. And only 1% healing. Horn Drill, that would have been nice if it hit, but it did not. Axe Kick will get the KO, so it's a 3v1. Togekiss really needs to do a lot here in order to win. Roleplay now has well-baked body, so fire-type moves will do quite a bit. Will increase Flying Bitch Kit's defense by 2 stages. U-turn, and then Rock Throw, again, doing Flying Bitch Kit already at only 65%. Which, against 2 full health Pokemon, that's not looking good. Power Swap doesn't really help. Psychic Fangs, it doesn't flinch because, it's slower. I'm not sure if that can flinch anyway. Home Claws, that could help. Mega Kick. Flying Bitch Kit, not looking great so far. Lunge will lower attack, though. So, what Corviknight might want to use special moves now, especially with Fake Tears. Brave Bird does quite a lot, but that also means quite a bit of recoil. And then Rock Smash will lower defense. It will not lower defense. Power Trick, so now its defense is quite great. But Drill Red, oh wait, it's a flying type, right? Will-O-Wisp does get the burn, so fuck Corviknight. Kinda needs to deal with this thing soon. Spikes won't do anything. Will Flying Bitch Kit actually do this? There is a small chance, but if it's not going to attack, it's not going to happen. Also, it's only at 8%. Literally just any other attacking move will probably end this thing. Sludge, and that does end it. Biscuit will go to the finals after winning 4-0. But before that, we'll go to the bronze match between Lapis and Jet. Now it's time for the bronze medal match between Jet and Lapis. Jet got 5th in the main tournament, and Lapis got 3rd. So both finished top half. And so yeah, both sending out the members of the Butterfree evolutionary line. Currently, Man is doing better, although it is asleep right now. Giga Chad is howling, so physical attacks will do slightly more, like beat up, although still a very low power move that did basically nothing, even though it hit 4 times. Dragon Breath does a bit, but doesn't really do much else besides that. Reversal also does a bit, and Mega Kick misses, because why not? Quick Attack does a little bit, and then Power Split, which doesn't do anything. Mud Shot, it lowers the speed, I believe. Yes, it does. And then Giga Chad uses Aqua Cutter, which is surprisingly a large, reasonable amount. Retaliate doesn't get the KO, but is almost there. Leaf Blade is quad resisted. And Man does not get the KO yet. Will Chad use this opportunity? No, he uses another grass type move and has to recharge next turn. Although doesn't get to use that, have to recharge because now it's dead due to Smog. So Jet has the lead, but Bleakwind Storm does get the KO on Man. So I mean, technically I'd say Jet has a slight lead, but I mean they're basically the same. Shield Bash, so Lapis now has the lead. Although Psybeam does a little bit. And then Cotton Guard, so Flying Bitch Kid's defensive stats are really high. Heal Pulse, so that probably wasn't the best move by your brother. Power Gem does a little bit, not much though. Nasty Blow, oh, that's a lot of special attack though, so your brother really wants to get special moves right now. Shell Sidearm doesn't do anything. Oh, Coil, so that's a lot of stat increases for both sides. Earth Eater from from the high horsepower. Fire Fang does a little bit, doesn't get the burn though. Discharge will get the paralysis. It does get the paralysis. And now Togekiss tries to use Night Days, but ironically enough, it misses. Boom Burst doesn't do a whole. Actually, that did quite a bit considering it's resisted. And then just use Drill Peck, which does do quite a bit. But now Flying Bitch Kit has lower attacking stats and tries to use Toxic, but it doesn't work. Flare Blitz, that's a lot. Jeez, that was with triple defense, by the way. So that's really powerful. Mega Drain doesn't get KO. And then your brother is paralyzed again, so what does Flying Bitch Kick do? Mega Kick almost gets a KO. We'll get the KO here. Shadow Force, it's almost there. Just has to hit this move, and then boom, your brother is down. 2 versus 3. Lapis does have the lead. Gus does quite a bit. Almost 20%. Bitter Blade doesn't get the KO, but does heal Chuck a bit. Whirlwind, so now Ferrothorn is out, but that could be bad, considering, yep, that kills Flying Bitch Kick because of Iron Barbs. So now, I'd say, okay, so, they're both pretty even, but I'd say, Lapis still has a slight lead, especially with the special attack raise. Another Flare Blitz, but it also gets the burn. So Audiobook is now burnt, now Throw comes back in. And Audiobook uses Magic Room, so I believe items don't work? Yeah, that's Magic Room. Items don't work. So Lepiberry won't do anything. Draco Meteor, so Chuck's already pitiful special attack is even more laughable. Fairy Lock, so no one can escape. And Fire Blast misses. Not that it would do much anyway. It gets hurt by Burn. Earth Power does a little bit. And then Growl, so physical attacks from Audiobook won't do very much. Decides to use Reflex type, so it's a fighting type now, but that wasn't the best idea because it went for Extra Century, which, I mean, it did do a lot, but it would have done even less had it not been for the Reflex type Shadow Ball, so now special attacks on Chuck. Okay, so Audiobook really needs special attacks, not physical attacks. Mach Punch is a physical attack, but did like 1%. Anti Storm, and Burn gets the KO on Audiobook. Lapis is behind, but a full health Hydrant should help with that. Headlong Rush doesn't affect the Levitating Hydreigon. Home Claws, that's really helpful. Thunder Fang, we'll look at the paralysis, no paralysis. And Acid Armor, okay, the defense is really high. Seismic Toss, though, that's quite a solid chunk of damage. Heal Bell doesn't do anything. Hydrant really, here's Chair with their non-existence with their, oh wait, Iron Barbs, it doesn't use, wait, it just got rid of Iron Barbs, but Whirlpool, so Hydrant really needs to get rid of this thing fast. Burn Up is a fire type move, but it's not a fire. It's not being used by a fire type, so it doesn't do anything. Hydrant is taking a lot of damage. I don't think Acid Armor is really going to help. High Jump Kick, it will get the KO after Leaf Seed. So Jet wins the first match. It's time for round 2 between Jet and Lapis in the 3rd place Metal Rat. The 3rd place round. Jet sends out Man, while Lapis sends out Audiobook. Scale Shot doesn't do a whole lot. It does a bit, I guess, but it does lower defense, which could be bad. Pell Dance is quad resisted, so probably not the best choice of moves on Audio's part. Haze gets rid of the defense loss, but also gets rid of the speed buff as well, but that's probably for the best. Darkest Lariat does a bit, and Pell Dance still not doing a whole lot, so Audiobook is confused now. Man uses Metal Sound, which is avoided. Frost Breath does quite a bit. And then Man decides to use Wood Hammer, which does a bit of recoil. And then, audiobook hit itself in confusion, and then man used disarming voice, which does a bit, and audiobook uses drill run, which does nothing. And then man uses toxic spikes, and then audiobook uses skitter smack. So not a whole lot of damage, but toxic spikes could be helpful, although that'll only affect metapods, so maybe not so helpful after all. Unless like gravity comes into play, in that case it'll be pretty helpful. Dive does a bit, and then water gun also does a bit. Man uses Whirlpool, which probably could spell the end for audiobook very soon. It's only got 2 turns at most to live, but Accelerock does kill, so audiobook still gets to live. Fury attack, it'll hit multiple times, hits twice, does not a lot of damage. Hold back does quite a bit, and then audiobook uses Spite, so a lot less PP for the Chuck. And then Aquatail does get the KO. Giga Chad comes in but gets poisoned, so it's probably going to die soon, although I doubt it would have done much. Glaive Rush, if this is an actual attack, yeah. That was double damage? Really? Because that wouldn't have done... I mean, I guess that was okay damage. Aura Sphere doesn't do much. Double Kick does almost as much as the Glaive Rush. Was it Aura Sphere? No, it was something else. Baby Doll Eyes lowers the attack, and Low Kick... that was with Stab, by the way, so... Thunder misses, because of course it does. Ally Switch doesn't work, because it's the only ally currently there. Metapod has only 1 turn to live. Lowers Chuck's special attack. Meanwhile, Chuck uses Burn Up, which doesn't do anything. Giga Chad dies to the poison. And then it's Flying Biscuit who comes in, who uses Present. Does a little bit of damage, probably one of the weaker presents. Rain Dance doesn't do anything because of Airlock from Togekiss. Acid Spray, so... Oh, wait, but Parting Shot, so Chuck leaves and gets rid of those stat debuffs. And your brother is now in. Feather Dance, so Flying Biscuit now has no attacking stats whatsoever. Vine Whip, unsurprisingly, does nothing. Close Combat also does very little. And the defense stats are lowered. Roleplay, so that's an Earth Eater. So Rain now effect is in battle. It is weirdly... Oh, it's a fighting type with Earth Eater. I'm not sure how that'll affect... Oh, wait. Right. It's a fighting type now, so now it would normally take damage from, like, ground. Just play rough. Oh, wait. It's a fighting type now, so it doesn't get stabbed. Fade... Oh, right, that is quite a bit. Screech lower... Oh, it misses, though. Heart Swap... Oh, that was not a good play from Chuck whatsoever. That was horrible. Chuck now has all those attacking power debuffs and, try to use store power, but it didn't work. And now, Strength has even less attack now. Blaze Kick, none of the damage. Oh, but Burn! Chuck burnt the Flying Bitch Kit, so that's pretty nice. Tar Shot, so it's weak to fire now, and still has a, Dive probably won't do much. Vacuum Wave misses, because it was under the water. Flying Bitch Kit now uses Infernal Parade. Will it get the burn? It does not. And Shell Smash, which now makes the attacking stats usable. Actually, no, it doesn't. That's still halved attack, jeez. Flower Trick is a crit every time. Okay, that's quite a bit, actually. Flying Bitch Kit is pretty low. Both are pretty low, actually. Power Split. Interesting. Oh, wait, but it's not a fairy type anymore, so Twister actually does damage. Psych Up, not the best play, not gonna lie. Shelter, so now Chuck has plus defense. Calm Mind, so both of them are trying to buff themselves, but Flying Bitch Kit does feints. Now it's a 3v1. Hydrant has to try to beat all the other 3. Keep in mind the Fairthorn hasn't come into battle yet. Hydrant uses Hydro Cannon, so it has to recharge now, but it does KO Throw. Chair, what will Chair do now? Chair uses Screech, which missed again. Sleep Powder doesn't affect grass types. And Feather Dance, which lowers Hydrant's attack. It has Hydrant's attack. Now both have low attack, and both... I mean, Hydrant has pretty good special attack, I think. I'm not sure. Defensive stats are now switched, but I'm not sure if that'll do much. Okay, a Cosmic Power, that'll help Hydra stay alive, but the critical Fell Stinger, though. And Spark, that'll be impacted by Iron Barbs. And then Burning Jealousy, will get the burn? Nope. Blast Bird, that's a lot of damage. Okay, Chair is gone. So 1v1, will Lucario get the KO soon? Uses Roost, which is very helpful. It'll heal the whole 1%. Shadow Force, it's now under the ground, I guess, into the realm. Cross Poison, will that be enough to get the KO? No, but it does get the poison. Hydrant needs to do something fast, or else Jet wins again. Sleep Powder won't be enough. In fact, it prevented the heal pull, so probably wasn't the best move. And Jet wins the battle. Time for round 3 of the bronze match. Jet sends out Butterfree. Both send out members of the Caterpie evolutionary line. Shadow Claw, decent, not great damage. Fairy Wind, very low damage. Disarming Voice does a lot more. It did more than this. Okay. Spark does a bit. Both are around equalish. A Wave Crash, that does a bit on both sides. Axe Kicks, we'll get a confusion. It will not confuse. Pound does a bit. And Giga Chad Scald, we'll get the burn. It will not burn. Judgment, Arceus' signature move, and gets the KO. What will Butterfree do now? Ice Punch will get the freeze? I doubt so. No, it doesn't. Leaf Storm, it doesn't do much. It's quad resisted by Man. Man uses Gastro Acid, so I believe it's Healer that got suppressed. Ooh, Shift Gear, so physical attacks will do more. Slack Off up to full, which doesn't really help, but like I guess it's annoying for Man. Misty Explosion, though, and that doesn't even do much because it's a special move. So it's a 4v2 already, and Man is like somewhat carrying already. Flail doesn't do much. What will Man do now? First Impression doesn't do anything. Flying Bitch Kit uses stored power. Very low power move if not boosted. Aurora Beam does a bit. Tackle did more than stored power, which I find funny. Water Pulse does a bit, and then Fly. Okay, it's flying now. Oh, Rollout, that could have been powerful had it not been for the Fly. Oh, Jet decides to switch out into Chair, which does a bit of damage to Flying Bitch Kit because of the Iron Barbs, as well as Smart Strike. So, looking really well for Jet right now, who's already leading 2-0. Just a few more, just this, and almost KO'd Flying Bitch Kit. Just, okay, Water Pledge doesn't do much, but literally just an attack will do enough. Yep, there it is. Yeah, 4 against 1. Lapis not in a great situation right now. Sandstorm only hurts Lapis because, you know, it doesn't hurt steel types. Pound, which hurts Lapis more than it which hurts Hydreigon more than it hurts hurts Chair. Hydrant uses Magic Powder, which doesn't affect Chair, so no Psychic type for it. Yawn, so Hydrant is gonna sleep soon, and decides to use Tackle, which isn't very helpful. And then Synthesis, oh my god. Oh wait, but it doesn't heal as much because of the Sandstorm, so I guess that was kind of a good play, but like, I think the overall is a negative for Lapis. Final Gambit, which is enough, so it's not a complete sweep, but Jet does win the game. Now it's time for the 4th match between Jet and Lapis. This could be the final one, because if Jet wins this one and beats Lapis, then he gets 3rd place overall, which, you know, is always nice, you know. So Hydreigon. Oh wait, Lapis starts with Hydreigon, which is different. Actually, both start out with a different one. I just realized. Sand attack lowers Chair's accuracy, and entrainment. Oh, that's not the great idea for Chair. Decides to switch out. Hydrant uses Psyshield Bass, which is pretty smart, which ends up being pretty helpful. Rollout. Oh, that's big. That's big. Healing. Oh, and it killed itself. Oh wait, but Chair's back in, so like this will do a lot. This will hurt with Iron Barbs now. And it's Swords Dancing. Okay, Chair is setting up quite intensively. Outrage, I think that's not the KO, but with Iron Barbs, it will... Oh, but a Rollout misses, although with Outrage, okay. Yeah, that probably would have been better if Rollout actually hit. Audiobook is in now, and uses Icicle Spear, which does a bit. But a physical move... Outrage keeps on going. Chair might want to switch ahead because Confusion will do a lot to Chair. To itself. Nope, stays in. Poison Fang does a bit. Well, it does get the toxic poison, so I don't think Audiobook is going to be staying alive for long. And Chair hits itself in confusion, so both are pretty low health-wise. Chair finally decides to switch. Jet finally decides to switch Chair out. Uproar does a bit to Man. Toxic kills the no. Giga Chad uses Acid Spray both and lowers special defense by a lot. Sheer Cold misses. So, and entrainment, adaptability. Wait, what? Wait, when did Metapod get adaptability? Huh. We learn something new every day. Body Slam does a bit. And then Aqua Ring. Oh, okay, I think there's a chance that Giga Chad might win this battle, despite it being the, like, less, well, not really evolved, but, like, yeah, less evolved, I guess, is the best way I can say it. I guess weaker than Butterfree. Bitter Malice? Well, how much will that do? It does quite a bit. It lowers attack. I don't think Man's doing well right now. Oh, no, but Man does end up winning because of Infestation. So, that's nice. You beat Metapod. Also, it's a 3v1. Although Ferrothorn and Butterfree are quite low. Quick Attack does a bit. Flying Biscuit should probably just KO things as fast as possible. Double Hit does get the KO. Ferrothorn comes in. Oh, wait, but Healing Wish! Oh, right! Oh, and Speed Swap, that was not smart whatsoever. I think this is probably an easy win for Jet. But maybe there's a chance. Axe Kick does a bit, but more importantly, Iron Barbs comes in. It also infuses Chair, so that's pretty helpful. String Shot, so it's slow. Dragon Tail doesn't affect the Fairy type. Night Days will lower accuracy? Yes, it does. Does that always lower accuracy? I'm not sure. Throws in now, and Whirlpool misses. Oh, that could have been really helpful if it hit. It decides to teleport, and Chair's back in. Trop Kick doesn't do anything whatsoever, but it does lower attack, but also gets hurt by barbs. Spin Up doesn't do anything because no stockpile. Brick Break does a bit, but also Iron Barbs. Flying Bitch Kit really needs to KO this thing now. Burning Jealousy. Does it burn? No, it can't burn. It's Misty Terrain, obviously. Icy Wind, that's very helpful. You know, just not getting hit by the Iron Barbs. And Speed is back, I guess. Psycho Kit, that's not enough. It's almost there. Heat Wave. Chair uses Safeguard. Just really needs to attack. Blizzard, that's not enough. It's right there. Brine, that should be enough. And a Flying Bitch Kit does get the KO on Chair. And now it's Throw versus Flying Bitch Kit. And Throw does a bit. What does Flying Bitch Kit do? Phantom Force. So Chuck won't get to do anything, which is great because Taunt did nothing. Togekiss avoided Taunt. Spark, but that's big hit. And that KOs the Togekiss. And Jet wins bronze after beating Lapis 4-0. Finally, it's the match you've all been waiting for. Biscuit versus Bats. We're finally at the finals after 9 weeks, and like the tournament. Biscuit and Bats are going now. Wobbuffet's using Phantom Force, which will do a bit. Metagross will use Heal Pulse, but because of the Magic Bounce, it goes back. Pretty smart, Metagross. Soft Boiled, both are at full health now. Wonderful. Power Split doesn't do anything. Hydro Pump. Oh, right, that not Hydro Cannon. Thunder Wave, so that means Disrespectful is going to be paralyzed now. Wobbuffet uses Air Cutter, which doesn't do a lot. Disrespectful is fully paralyzed, and Wobbuffet uses Teleport, which is an interesting idea. And decides to come back. Okay, then. Cheerful Look, so that was technically a smart play, although it doesn't affect the Clear Body Metagross. Flail doesn't do much. Core Change. Metagross obviously being one of the best Pokemon here. I mean, Steel typing, pseudo-legendary stats. The fact it can survive that, despite having Glaive Rush. Also, Clear Body is kind of pretty good. Giga Impact, it doesn't do much. Wobbuffet has been pretty annoying with Magic Bounce, but hasn't really done much besides that. No Retreat, that might change though. Horn Attack, that is not going to change with a Horn Attack though. Disrespectful is still fully paralyzed. Stomping Tantrum though. It's a bit. Scald, it can't burn because it's already paralyzed. Spirit Shackle does a bit, so it can't leave, although it couldn't leave anyway because of no retreat. Magnetic Flux doesn't do anything, and Flying Press doesn't do much because it's part fighting. Wobbuffet, Dragonite's in, and now Wobbuffet's gonna be really hard to KO. Spin Out doesn't do a whole lot, and Dragonite Speed is half. Swagger, that might be dangerous for Wobbuffet. Oh, but L's like HP is half basically. Now it's a bit more. Mountain Gale, that's a lot of damage. And Waterfall. Razor Shell. Will L hit itself in confusion? It does not, and It goes for Spite, but it gets Magic Bounce by the Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet uses Shockwave, which almost gets a KO, but it hits itself in confusion, and Dragonite is down. It's a lead for Biscuit, who, I guess in comparison, is the underdog, though that's mainly because Bats is just so awesome. Actually, when they first did their Week 3 match, Biscuit was the only person to beat Bats. Heal Pulse doesn't do anything, because Good Boy was already at full health. Prankster uses Grass Pledge, which does a bit, and Doggy uses Spatial Rend. Flatter, which increases the special attack, but also confuses Dogspun. Nasty Plot, okay, that could be good for Prankster. What does Prankster use now? Icicle Crash, not a special move. Doesn't flinch either. Soft Boil, healing all of that health back, and then goes for Play Rough. Good Boy goes for Guard Split, which doesn't do much. Prankster goes for Blast Burn, but because of Well Big Barty, it actually doubled Good Boy's defense. Or does a bit. Low Sweep does a bit. It lowers speed, though, so that's pretty important. Poison Powder misses. Spite lowers the Metronome PP. Water Pulse does a bit. Expanding Force, that does a lot of damage. Oh my. Strength Sap heals most of that right back. And then Prankster uses Earth Power. It does a lot as well. You know, having doubled special attack is really helpful, not gonna lie. Prankster uses Charge Beam, which almost gets KO and increases special attack even more. Slash doesn't get the KO, so Prankster really just needs to do damage here, and that is damage. Tinkaton comes in now to hopefully take care of Prankster. Knockoff gets rid of the Lepaberry. And then it eats its own Lepaberry. Leaf Storm, probably a bit overkill, especially since it halves your own special attack. Bad Bitchery is in now. Yeah. The Indeedee. Indeedee's been okay. Fuck Corviknight has been, like, amazing in the tournament. And, well, in the actual bracket part. Strength onto Bad Bitchery. And then Rock Blast doesn't do anything. Fuck Corviknight goes for Triple Axle, which doubles in power each time it hits. Hits 3 times, which is the maximum amount. Acrobatics doesn't do much. Probably would have done more with Fuck Corviknight. Flip turn, so Fuck Corviknight switches into Yeet the Child. And switches back into Fuck Corviknight. Volt Tackle does quite a bit to both parties, actually. Ember, that's super effective and does almost half of the remaining. Ability is Suppress, which I believe is Intimidate, so it doesn't do anything. Flatter, so confusing Bad Bitchery. And Misty Explosion, it is 1v1. Dragapult versus Metagross, but Metagross is at low health and paralyzed, so this is pretty easy for the Yeet the Child to win, right? So Yeet the Child uses Dire Claw, doesn't affect the Steel type. Also, I just realized the Metagross terrestrializes, which, I mean, I guess normally is illegal, but we're just going to ignore that. Psychic does a bit, although it would have done more had it not terrestrialized, ironically enough. Triple Axle doesn't do a whole lot. Yeet the Child really needs to do some damage here, because some really powerful move could let Bats win. And it goes for Sacred Sword, doesn't do anything. Yeet the Child goes for Baton Pass, doesn't do anything. Disrespectful is paralyzed again. Child goes for Stored Power, does not a lot of damage. Child go Roar Time! And gets the KO! Bats wins the first match. Time for round 2 between Biscuit and Bats. Both laid out with the same Pokemon. Paris Song, though, oh, that's an interesting start for Metagross. Wobbuffet leaves immediately. Disrespectful decides to stay in, use Iron Tail for a big chunk of damage. Biscuit sends in Wobbuffet again, and Disrespectful uses Taunt. But it gets reflected, Magic Bounce right back. And Metagross, unsurprisingly, switches out. Frost Poison, will it poison? It does not poison. And it goes for Aqua Ring, so it's probably going to heal a lot because it's not like Wobbuffet's going to do much damage. Prankster uses Psybeam. Will it get the confusion? It does not confuse. Leafage, not a lot of damage. Wobbuffet kind of needs to find a way to kill this quickly because it's going to be healing up most of the damage. Just final get. Well, I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. Metagross and Tinkaton come in. Metagross uses Lunar Blessing, healing 4% up. Very helpful. Thunder Wave, so it's paralyzed again. And Super Fang, oh, that would have been so helpful if it hit. Gyro Ball does quite a bit. And then Rock Blast, which won't, 1%, 2%, 1%, 1%. It was hit 4 times for at most 2%. Flail won't do a whole lot because it's relatively healthy. I mean, if you discount the paralysis. Head Smash does a very little. Nuzzle, I mean, it's already paralyzed, so it won't get paralyzed. Fire Punch is a fair chunk. Well, not really, actually. Roar of Time, that was the same thing that lost Biscuit's match. Sandseer Storm ends up KOing the Tinkaton. Dockspun is in now. Kowtow Cleave, that's super effective. And then Disrespectful goes for Poison Tag. Will it get the poison? It does not, but that is still a solid chunk. Bug Bite eats the Lepa Berry, so Metagross has very limited time to stay in. Bleaku Storm does a lot, though. Bulk Up? What does Metagross do now? Ice Shard a bit, not a whole lot. Reversal also does a bit. At Disrespectful teleports in the Dragonite comes in. And then Fly, that will do a lot of damage. Look at the KO, it's almost there. And then Shelter, which is very helpful when you're on 3%. Darkest Lariat gets the KO. Now to 3v1, will Yeet the Child find a way to sweep? Will-O-Wisp will eventually deal with L's multi-scale. So an Ice move will be really helpful. That is not an Ice move, but it will keep it alive. L recharges. So Yeet the Child goes with X Scissor, which doesn't do a whole lot. What will L do in this scenario? Scale Shot, that'll do quite a lot. Only hits twice, 3 times, 4 times. Hits 4 times. L is disabled though, and decides to switch out, unsurprisingly, and intimidates Yeet the Child. Defog. Okay, so not very helpful in that scenario. Power Gem does a bit. That Bitcher uses Bite, that almost KOs Yeet the Child. Yeet the Child on very low health. Mega Kick, not a whole lot. I mean, and Thunder Punch is enough to KO Yeet the Child. Bats leads round 3 again in the finals between Bats versus Biscuit. Both lead out with the same Pokemon again, which is, they've mostly led out with these Pokemon this entire tournament, all things considered, even from the very beginning, with some exceptions. Power Gem does very little. Wobbuffet's already taken a significant chunk, all things considered. Smart Strike does very little. Metagross uses Substitute. Okay. Metagross is in a really great situation because Substitute is one of the best moves you can get in this game because it's really hard to do damage. Slam does a lot. Roar of Time probably doesn't even do that much. Probably would have done like, what, 6% normally, maybe? Melclaw raised the attack of Metagross, so it's like setting up behind Substitute. Tigaton comes in, probably to resist the Petal Dance. Still takes a relatively high chunk. Confusion, though. Acupressure, so its special defense is doubled now. Hits Disrespectful, hits Self-Confusion. Rapid Spin increases the speed of Fuck Corviknight. And now it's faster. Quick Attack still doesn't do a lot, though. Power Trip does not a lot, unsurprisingly. It is resisted. Stuffed Cheek, so there goes the berry, which probably wasn't what Fuck Corviknight wanted. Bounce, so it's in the air, technically. And it hit itself in Confusion. That's very interesting. Meteor Beam, I don't think that'll do much, though. And Disrespectful gets rid of Confusion. Meteor Beam, oh, it gets rid of the Substitute. Close Combat does a bit. And Whirlpool, oh, it misses. That would have been so great if it actually hit, paralyzing the Fuck Corviknight, and takes very little from the Future Sight. Growl, so Fuck Corviknight now has lowered attack. Giga Impact is a bit. Fuck Corviknight is paralyzed again, fully paralyzed again. Kinda needs to get stuff going. Will it increase special attack? Yes, it does. Cut doesn't do a lot. Will it get fully paralyzed? No, it won't. Gyro Ball doesn't do a lot, though. Coil, so that's very helpful for Metagross. Mach Punch does very little. Gravity, and then Fuck Corviknight. He's over here. I think that's a KO. Yes, it is. Still got 3 Pokemon. 3 really healthy Pokemon for Biscuit to deal with. U-turn, probably not a good idea in that scenario. Switches back into Tinkaton, who probably just dies to this next move. No, because it's Poison Fang. That was actually a great move. Wait. Acid Armor helps Prankster out a bit. Tinkaton, ironically enough, still wants to keep using special moves like Sludge Bomb, which doesn't affect Tinkaton because of the Steel typing. Infernal Parade, I think that can KO. Yes, it does. So 3v2. What will Good Boy do? Not as much because it's been tickled. Hurricane will get Confusion. It does not confuse. Switches into Dragapult, although sets up spikes. And Biscuit stays in. Vice Grip does a bit. And Overheat misses. I'm not sure how much that would have done otherwise. Payday does a bit, although I'm sure Biscuit will really enjoy the extra money after the battle. I mean, if he wins the battle, which it doesn't look very likely. Blizzard does a lot, although... Oh, and it freezes too. The Wish does come in handy, I guess, but like... It's frozen. It's not really going to do much. Fake Tears. Dragapult really wants to thaw out soon. Sheer Cold, and it gets the KO. Another Sheer Cold landed. Oh my god, it's 1v3. It's down to the dodge button. What will it do? Prankster eats its Legendary, and it gets infested by Infestation. So I think it's dying soon. Last Respects doesn't do a whole lot. Good Boy uses Frenzy Plant, so it has to recharge this turn, but I think it'll be fine, as Prankster dies next turn anyway. Rock Smash will lower defense? Yes, it does. So Prankster does do something really helpful. Still a pseudo-legendary, a full health pseudo-legendary at that. Okay, L just self-destructs, which ends up winning Bats that battle. So it's 3-0. Okay, Bats has been so far really dominant in this round and is leading 3-0. Will that change here? Blake, I have no clue how to pronounce that. Flash Cannon, I can't pronounce that, but that didn't do much damage. And Flat Darkless Lariat, that's a lot. Super effective, critical hit, that was really lucky. Charge Beam does a bit, and increases special attack. And Ova Swagger, I'm not sure if increasing its attacking stats is what you want to. Okay, it did a bit to itself. Solar Beam, that won't do a lot. And it's already out of its confusion. High Jump Kick, that's quite a lot, considering its resistance. Solar Beam, not a lot. Earth Power, another crit, and it gets a KO. It's 4-2 already. Biscuit's Pokemon are falling fast. Volt Switch, not the best move, because it'll be switching you out and losing all those stat buffs. Confusion does a bit. Will it confuse? It will not confuse. Growth, again, more stat buffing. Cotton Spore, so it is slow. It's still faster somehow. Heat Wave, that's a lot, and it gets the bird. It's turn 10, and Biscuit's basically only down to one Pokemon. I mean, Tinkaton does a little bit of damage, but, like, only Dragapult really remains. Will Dragapult pull off the perfect sweep? Or will Dragapult pull off the sweep? Or will Bats, just completely destroy Biscuit? Keep in mind, this is best out of 9, so even if Bats wins this, he still has to do one more. So, Chloroblast, not the best choice of moves, because that eat the child's HP. L is up next. Infernal Parade does do a bit. Will it burn? It does burn, which does help. L uses Skill Swap, which is very helpful because now L has Cursed Body. And it's using Solar Beam, which isn't a very good move. It's going to be quad resisted by L, so it's not going to do anything. And how much is it? Cursed Body disables. Vanish Shock does a bit, but it's disabled. I think oh wait, Solar Blade got disabled, I think. But Countdown Cleave does get the KO, and Bats is currently leading. It's time for the 5th match in the finals, which could potentially be the last one. If Bats wins this, Bats wins the entire tournament, but Biscuit does not want that to happen. Powder Snow onto the Wobbuffet. Cotton Guard, so Wobbuffet's trying to stay alive. Roar Veil doesn't do anything. And Frost Breath, that was a crit. Okay, that was very low. Horn Leech would have done a lot more had it not been for the Cotton Guard earlier, despite lowering the PP of Metagross's Metronome. Rock Blast does a bit. And then Muddy Water will lower the accuracy. It does not. Oh, wait, right. It's Clear Body. It couldn't. Beat Up. Beat Up finally. Oh, wait, no. It's still doing pathetic damage. I mean, it was only doing well damage because of the crit. Skitter Smack. I think that could have lowered stats. Lunar Dance! Oh, Haze, that was not very smart of Wobbuffet. That was like one of the worst things it could have done. Acrobatics. Oh, it would have survived that much better had not been for the Haze. L uses Incinerate, which isn't enough to get rid of the Wobbuffet, although literally just an attack should probably do the trick. We'll play rough. Yep, that's enough. Here comes Dodge Button, hopefully to take out the dragon like them fairies are meant to. Water Spout does a lot, though. Power Swap doesn't do anything. L using Harden, so it's going to be much harder to kill. Water Spout doesn't do as much because it's half health and it's resisted. Flame Charge, but well-big body, so it just doubled that Pokemon's defense. Infatuation from Doctor. Memento! Oh no, another self-KO. Tinkaton comes in. Will Prankster switch out? No, apparently not. Morning Sun does absolutely nothing because it's at full health. Quiver Dance. That's a very powerful move. Rain Dance. More dancing. What's with all the dancing? Dream Eater, that's not a dance. Drill Run does a fair bit. And then Power Trick, which I believe means really high attack now. Future Sight, I believe, is resisted by Fuck Corviknight. Prankster uses Dragon Pulse, which doesn't affect the Fairy type. Volt Switch, oh my god. Not the smartest play. Switches back into Tinkaton. And then Strength Sap, oof. Prankster's back up to full and takes, Fuck Corviknight takes the Future Sight. Burn Up doesn't do anything because it's not a fire type. Petal Blizzard doesn't do much either. Peck does very little. And Scorching Sand does a bit. Will it burn? It does not burn. Parting Shot, which means Prankster leaves and goes into Indeedee F. And Fuck Corviknight's attacking stats are completely non-existent. And so to mitigate that, oh my god, this Night Slash, that does a fair bit, but Cursed Body. It looks like Drag Bolt switches out. Both of them switch out, and because of the Lunar Dance, L heals back to full. Although, wait, roll out. Okay, that's big. Rollout is big. It's not doing a whole lot right now, but soon it'll get like really powerful. 13% on a resisted. 25% that if it hits next turn, it will KO. It doesn't get paralyzed. Rollout does hit. It's a 1v3. Can Dragapult keep Biscuit in championship contention? No retreat. It doesn't seem likely because L is really powerful right now. Triple Arrows doesn't affect the child. Steel Roller does nothing. Jawlock, is that yes, it is! Bats is your champion of the Pokemon Metronome League. Congratulations to Biscuit for getting silver and Jet for getting bronze. But most importantly, congratulations to Bat for winning the entire thing. However, don't think it's all over yet. We still got more fun things to come. But until then, don't forget to keep on spinning.